Characters a man should never tolerate from a woman. Relationships are complex and require a foundation of mutual respect, understanding, and of course, trust. However, there are certain behaviors and characteristics that can be detrimental to any relationship. It's important for men as well as women to recognize and address these negative traits or characters to maintain a healthy and balanced partnership or relationship. Welcome to Nekky Douglas. Here we focus on helping you cultivate healthy relationships and unlock your full potentials. Whether you're navigating romantic connections, friendships, or family dynamics, our advice and practical tips are designed to guide you every step of the way. So join our supportive community for inspiring stories, actionable advice, and transformative insight. And subscribe now and start your journey towards stronger relationships and a better you. Let's grow together one step at a time. So please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, all those good stuff, so that you'll be notified for future amazing contents. So in today's video, my lovely people, we're going to be letting you into those characters a man should never tolerate from a woman, with detailed explanations and examples. Yes, and number 1, disrespect. When it comes to disrespect, you experience public humiliation, for example. Public humiliation, whether through belittling comments or inappropriate jokes, is a clear sign of disrespect coming from a woman. No one should tolerate being made to feel inferior or embarrassed, especially in public settings. This behavior erodes self-esteem and can lead to a toxic relationship, especially in public settings. An example of this kind of public humiliation is if a woman constantly mocks your appearance, intelligence, or achievements in front of others. It is a form of disrespect, and that should never be tolerated from your partner. And another kind of disrespect is private dismissal. Private dismissal is also a disrespect. Disrespect can also occur in private, where a woman might dismiss her partner's opinion, dismissing your opinions, feelings, or even needs. This creates an imbalance in your relationship and can make the man feel undervalued and ignored. For example of this kind of private dismissal is if a woman regularly interrupts you, ignores your input, or invalidates your feelings during conversation. It is a sign of private dismissal, and you should not tolerate it as a man. Yes. And number 2, manipulation. She manipulates you emotionally. Emotional manipulation involves using guilt, fear, or even force to control your actions. This behavior can be subtle or even obvious, but it always aims to undermine your autonomy and decision-making ability. Example of this kind of emotional manipulation is a woman. A woman can use phrase like, "If you really love me, you will do this for me," to manipulate her partner into acting against his own wishes or best interest. She uses this particular phrase, "If you love me, you will do this." It's just to manipulate you emotionally, so that you will go to the extent of doing what you wouldn't want to do. So when a woman is using this on you, please never tolerate it. And she also uses gaslighting method. This is invalidating your experience, contesting your feelings, or even challenging your point of view. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where a person makes their partner doubt their own reality, memories, or perceptions. This can lead to confusion, anxiety, or even loss of self-confidence. An example of this, that a woman will use this gaslighting on you as a man, is if a woman repeatedly tells you, the partner, that you are overreacting or imagining things, when you as a person raises legitimate concerns. She is engaging in gaslighting. so that you will be doubting yourself. And number 3 things you should never tolerate from a woman is dishonesty. She shows her dishonesty by lying. First of all, honesty is crucial in any relationship. Persistent lying, whether about small or significant matters, can destroy trust and also create a foundation of deceit. An example of this kind of lying is if a woman frequently lies about where she has been, or who she has been with, or even her actions. It indicates a lack of transparency and integrity. When a woman is doing this, answering this kind of things, using this kind of words, please never ever tolerate it in your relationship. And her dishonesty character can also be shown by withholding information. Withholding important information is another form of dishonesty. It can be just as damaging as outright lying because it prevents the partner from having a full understanding of the situation. An example of this kind of withholding information is if a woman hides significant financial troubles or past relationships from you, her partner. It can lead to serious issues when the truth eventually comes to the light. So this should never be tolerated. Your partner has to give you all the full information if she is in for you. If she is not in for you, she has no reason of holding some information from you. And number 4, selfishness. If you experience lack of consideration, she is selfish and should never be tolerated. A relationship requires both partners to consider each other's needs and desires. When one partner, and it's coming from a woman that consistently puts her own needs first, it creates an imbalance that can lead to resentment or dissatisfaction or discontentment. An example of this kind of selfishness is if a woman always expects you, her partner, to cater for her schedules, preferences, and demands without reciprocating. It is a sign of selfishness. And this kind of character shall never and will never be tolerated, especially you as a man. Also, her inability to compromise. Compromise is essential for resolving conflict and maintaining harmony in every relationship. A partner who refuses to compromise is effectively saying that their needs are more important than their partners, and most women are like that. For example, in this is if a woman insists on having things her way every time and never meets you halfway, her partner halfway, it indicates an inability to compromise. We are meant to compromise in every relationship so that we can move to the next level, so that we carry each other along. But when it happens that she alone, she doesn't compromise, she only thinks about herself, she is a very selfish person, and that should never be tolerated. And number 5, entitlement. When she expects special treatment, feeling entitled to special treatment or privileges without reciprocating is a toxic trait. It's a toxic character. It shows a lack of appreciation and respect for the partner's efforts and contributions. An example of this when it comes to a woman is if a woman expects her partner to always pay for everything and constantly shower her with gifts without offering anything in return. She is displaying entitlement, and that should never and will never be tolerated. A friendship is all about reciprocating. You give me, I give you. There's something we definitely have to share to each other. And when it comes to this entitlement, she is a double standard person. Double standard involves holding different expectations for oneself than for one's partner. This creates an unfair dynamics and fosters or encourages resentment or dissatisfaction. An example of this is if a woman criticizes her partner for behaviors that she herself engages in. Women will do that so much, such as going out with friends or spending money. It is a clear double standard. And in real sense, she does that often. And number 6, control. She also has controlling behavior. Controlling behavior can manifest in many ways, such as dictating how you should dress, whom you can see, and what you can do. This behavior restricts your freedom and autonomy. Example of this kind of controlling behavior is if a woman consistently checks your phone, tells you whom you can and cannot hang out with, or even makes decisions for you. It indicates controlling behavior. And please, never tolerate this from any woman. Jealousy is another way of control. While mild jealousy can be natural, of course, it's good sometimes to see your woman being jealous of you talking to other women. That is natural. But excessive jealousy is harmful and controlling. This often leads to possessive behavior and unwarranted accusations. Example of this is if a woman consistently accuses you of being unfaithful without any evidence, or gets angry when you interact with other women. It is a sign of an unhealthy jealousy, and this one is not supposed to be tolerated. And number 7, neglect. She exhibits emotional neglect. And emotional neglect occurs when one partner fails to provide the emotional support and affection that the other needs. And this can lead to feelings of loneliness and dissatisfaction within the relationship. An example of this kind of character is if a woman is emotionally unavailable, rarely expresses affection, or dismisses your emotional needs. It indicates emotional neglect, and this I know many men don't tolerate. So this is another character you should never tolerate from any woman. Lack of effort is also a neglect. A relationship requires effort from both parties. When one partner consistently fails to put in the necessary effort to maintain and strengthen the relationship, it can lead to a breakdown in connection. An example of this is if a woman makes no effort to plan dates, engage in meaningful conversations, or work through conflicts. It shows a lack of commitment to that relationship. If you have a conflict with your woman, or you're having these meaningful discussions and she's not contributing anything, she doesn't show any interest in that, no commitment, my dear, this lady, this kind of character should never be tolerated from her. And number 8, indifferences. Lack of interest in partner's life. We have a lot of women that do not have interest in whatever that is going on in your life, but all they care is that thing that is coming from you to them. Indifferences towards a partner's life, interests, and activities can lead to a sense of isolation and neglect. Active interest and participation in each other's lives are important for a healthy relationship. An example of this is if a woman shows no interest in your day, your work, or your hobbies, it indicates indifferences. This shows that you people are not meant to be together. And also, having no effort to resolve conflicts is another character of indifference. Indifference towards resolving conflicts can lead to unresolved issues and growing resentment. Active participation in conflict resolution is essential for relationship maintenance. An example of this is if a woman avoids discussion about problems, dismisses concern, or even refuses to work together through conflicts. It shows indifferences to a relationship's health, and this means she has no deep interest for you. She has no deep interest for that relationship. She doesn't care whatever that happens in that relationship, because if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, she finds her way. Because if we have conflicts, there should be a time we discuss about it to be able to settle it. And lastly, unfaithfulness. The first thing to mind about unfaithfulness, of course, is cheating. Infidelity is a major breach of trust and can be devastating to a relationship. It indicates a lack of respect, commitment, and honesty. I wouldn't like to stretch so much about cheating because I have done several videos about women infidelity to men. The links of those videos are linked in the description box. An example of this is if a woman encourages a physical or emotional affair. It is a clear sign of unfaithfulness, and that should not be tolerated. Another kind of unfaithfulness is when a woman is flirting with others. And flirting with others means making romantic advances to others, especially the opposite sex. While some flirting can be harmless, consistent and inappropriate flirting with others can be a sign of disrespect and unfaithfulness. Example of this is if a woman frequently flirts with other men, especially in front of the partner, it indicates a lack of commitment and also lack of respect for the man. And my conclusion in this is recognizing and addressing these negative traits or characters is crucial for maintaining a healthy and balanced relationship. Both partners deserve to feel respected, valued, or supported. Tolerating toxic behaviors can lead to long-term emotional damage and dissatisfaction. I don't think you want to experience that in your relationship, so you have to know what to do. By setting clear boundaries and communicating openly, individuals can foster healthier, more respectful and fulfilling relationships. Ultimately, a successful relationship is built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding, with both parties contributing positively to each other's lives. That is what relationship is all about. So let's know in the comment section other characters that a man should never tolerate from a woman. Your points are well appreciated. So guys, we have come to the end of today's topic. If you find this video insightful and helpful, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe with your notification button turned on, because we have a lot more coming your way. So thank you so much, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.